Okay, hello. Welcome. I am so happy to come and talk to you guys on this solar eclipse. Let's see. Okay, so yeah, it is. I was gonna stand. Let's see if I can get this a little bit better. Yeah, I'll do a little bouncing. Haven't been on my rebounder for a while. I've been doing a lot of hiking lately up the big hill, and it's been good for my buns. But anyway, that's not what this video is about. Today is the lunar eclipse. In fact, I don't know what time it happened. Sometime this afternoon it's been happening. And I've been wanting to make this video for a little while. Another video, I think I've made a video about shadow work before. But since I've been just feeling it, I've been really benefiting from it, and I've been delving deeper in not even really researching it, just like a really good intuitive sense of how I can do this even better. And it's funny because I think a lot of us, like, as we become more spiritual people and we naturally start to become more conscious of our own, of our own selves, of our own thought patterns, of our egos and everything, it's like you have this tendency to sort of, sorry, I messed up the light there. Actually, I kind of liked that. A little extra light. You kind of have this tendency to start to judge yourself, and be like, oh, like, why am I doing this? Like, why am I judging this person? Is this ego? I shouldn't be doing this, but you can't just stop. I don't know. Maybe some of you can. Comment down below if you have any success in just not judging other people. I've always said, like, some judgment it's just ingrained. It really is who we are in this body, in this shell, etc. Because I took an anthropology class that really touched on the fact that our brains are hardwired to judge for, like, safety, for who is on our side, who is safe. Is this person that I'm seeing, like, you have Neanderthals and like other, humanoids, and it's just like, are they on my side? And that's some of the first reasons why they think we even make jewelry, is so that we would be able to identify if a person was our kind or not. So that's why, subconsciously we're always, part of the reason why, we're always looking for, is this my type of person or is this not? We have, I think, really a lot of biological factors that help us judge people. Like, is this person smell like my person? Does this look like my person? And, it doesn't go across anything. And obviously we're evolving to go beyond some of our, basic instincts and stuff like that, but they still play a large part. And again, back to judgment, I feel like it's just one of those things that not only can we not stop it, not only is it hardwired, it's actually good for us. And I finally realized that the reason, spiritually why it's here is to help us evolve. Just like everything else. It's not just to help us survive, it's to help us evolve. Oh yeah, pop the knee. So I've noticed that. And I've noticed to pay attention. And I've realized pretty much intuitively, like, I watched a video or two months and months ago when I did I think a previous video on shadow work. Again, you can probably find it if you go to a playlist of mine, maybe, like, I don't know if it'd be under mental health, or just search shadow work Claire Berry or something like that if you're interested. But I watched a different video and it got me basically realizing that what I was already doing had a name, and that name is shadow work. Like, I'd heard about shadow work before, but I didn't know what it was. I think shadow work is it's a mysterious name, and a lot of times when people talk about it, I feel like when people talk about it, it's not very clear. And so that's what I'm kind of trying to hopefully help somebody out with this video, and make a video, that people can kind of clearly understand a real practical way to do something that's very actual deep spiritual practice. So I believe in, I'm a big dualities person. Like, I've always been a big on the Tao Te Ching, Taoism in general, with the yin and the yang and the dualities. And I'm a Gemini, so I feel like almost every truth, you can spin and not in a bad way, just spin it and look at it in a different way. I'm big. So there's two sides of the coin, or there's three sides of the coin. There's your side, my side, and then the truth, So it's just a way of looking at things that I think I've really adopted and helped me just find out. So anyway, cut to the chase here. The eclipse, again, this is a perfect time to talk about this because, again, the moon, obviously, we're only looking at one side of the moon all the time. The shadow side to the moon is always there, and it's not obvious to us, just like the shadow work. Many people can go through life not being conscious, not paying attention to their judgments and their thoughts, just floating along. We all do it at some point, but the point is, to be woke is not just to know things. To be woke is to change your life, and that's where this veganism and this road to spirituality is just bringing me deeper and deeper into like a conscious awakening. So anyway, again, kind of getting right into it, I'm going to give you some practical steps here, and hopefully this will help you if you try to practice it out. It's very easy. It's not too like crazy woo woo spiritual, even if this part of the video you feel like is going there. These are very practical things. So the first thing that you need to do is to just pay attention. Just pay attention to your thoughts. You need to basically start catching yourself and just notice. And you can do this. I mean, if you're a busy person and you don't want to take time and it's not on your heart right now to like take time out and do a meditation and focus on this and contemplate and think about it, do a journal session, write it down. You can do all of those things. But if you don't want to do those things and you're not drawn to do those things, just make it a mental note that you're going to start paying more attention to the thoughts you have about others. I feel like because of the basic standard principle of, how does the Bible say it? You pick the stye out of someone else's eye before you can see it in your own eye. It's easier to judge other people. There's probably a million idioms and old wives' tales, old wise sayings about this. The penny is too close to the eye is a financial way of saying it. Like you have to, you can see the bigger picture when you're outside looking in. When you step away from the problem, sometimes you're just too close to see. So, and like I said, it's just easier to look at other people and judge them. That's what we do. We don't start off judging ourselves. Like that's part of the spiritual practice is in itself is to just learn how to do this. And this is what it's all about. But we're going to take it a step further as well. Sorry about the lighting. So pay attention, notice, catch yourself anytime. It could be you're critiquing somebody in a very lighthearted way, your best friend, it could be you're judging someone, their post on the internet. It could be that somebody is doing something you don't like out on the road and you're getting road rage. It could be somebody at work. It could be family. It can be everybody. It should be everybody because literally this is so deep. Like literally everything is connected in a spiritual realm, in this divine holographic universe, whatever you want to call it. Everything is drawn to us that we need to see. And if we learn to read the signs, it's actually just so helpful in our daily lives. And this is one of the signs. It's within us. The answers are within us. We don't need to go searching for spiritual guidance outwardly. I mean, some doesn't help, but you don't want to only listen to other people's spiritual. This is a spiritual practice you can take control of and do by yourself. So like I said, catch yourself. Even your dog. You're judging your dog. You're talking to your kids. Do this, do that. You get on a bit of a rant. What are you saying? You could record yourself. You could take notes after. However you want to do it. Do notes on your phone. Writing it down is a good idea because what you want to do after the paying attention is a huge step in itself. And like I said, it's a spiritual practice in itself. But to take it a step further and to really do the shadow work as opposed to just being conscious, you want to sit down, write it down. If you can do all the work without writing it down, then that's fine. I think for most of us, who don't have like photographic memories or something, you're going to want to write it down because you're going to want to really sit there and think about the opposites. What are the opposites of what you're judging people? Okay. And I've explained this before when it comes to, I've explained this before on almost a different level, just to how to solve a problem, how to get somewhere. You take it, you take your statement that you're unhappy of, and you say, I don't like this about somebody. And then, like, let's say that they're messy. I don't like how messy my kids are. Okay. So you would flip it around, and not only flip it around in the dualistic way, but flip it around 4 different ways. I don't like how messy my kids are. And usually since there's like a subject, and a predicate, I don't know if that's the word or not, but like there's different subjects that you have that you can use this on, that you can change. You change yourself and the other person. So you say, I'm the messy one. I don't like how messy I am. And you just think about it and see if there's any truth. This has allowed me to do tarot better too, because a lot of times the tarot, the message is there and people get really hung up on, is this message for me? Or is this for somebody else? Or is this for this or that? Or whoever, what's going to happen? A lot of times, if you really let it kind of flow and just relax and sort of just pay attention, you'll realize there's different levels of truth. And so my kids are messy, I'm messy, and then you flip it around, the opposite of the adjective, I guess it would be. So you would say, my kids are clean. And you would just think. You don't have to like meditate on it for 30 minutes, but just think, are your kids clean? It kind of leads you to different possibilities. Am I overreacting? This and this and that. How can I start to notice the good things they're doing? And sometimes that'll help you just bring them out, or think about it more, how you can bring them out. And again, it all starts in the mind. That's how you're going to get there, is by seeing it in your mind's eye. See it, believe it, achieve it. So the last one would be, I am clean. And all of these different things, you may feel more strongly about certain ones, obviously, especially in the beginning when you're not really used to how it feels to do this. And after you get good at it, it'll just be like something that you can do real fast and not even have to write it down. So I think that's a good way to do it. But I feel like whenever you're doing like actual shadow work and you really just want to get deep into yourself as opposed to just a situation, and like instead of figuring out the situation, I guess it's all the same. I'm trying to like slice it and dice it, but the opposites is really important. So, and I think whenever you do this for numerous different people and situations in your life, you start to catch on to patterns. So not only do you want to sit down, so backing up, pay attention, notice is the first step. Catch yourself doing this. Write it down, spend some time thinking about the opposites of and how you can flip it. Okay. The third thing is to actually really get deeper into some meditation, really contemplating, journaling, whatever, on everyone and make a list, and whenever you write that out or just make a mental list, you, like I said, will start to notice patterns. And this is very, very useful to your ego, because again, change begins within. Like you see all these memes, all these psychobabble, it's all start within, everything is how you look at it, but it is, and this is how you get deep into everything. And a lot of it goes down to our childhood and how we are thinking, how we are feeling and thinking is tied into what we receive out of life. Okay. So dive into it, use it as a tool, realize that your ego is it's necessary, it's useful, and you're not judging your ego for doing this. You are starting to realize that your dark side is helping you come into the light. Your dark side is necessary on this plane of existence, okay? So just be one with it and use it as a tool for learning. And then you will be able to, once you see the patterns, you will be able to make specific affirmations. That's the next step. Authentic, helpful affirmations should be in the positive, in the present tense, of what you can do, or what you are now, what you're becoming, what you're starting to do now that you're doing this shadow work. Now that I'm doing shadow work, I am good at this. Now that I'm doing shadow work, I am happy. Now that I'm doing shadow work, I am on mine. I'm just going to be real open with you guys and kind of use this as an example. I started to do this shadow work recently, and one of the big things that came up for me was respect. So and so's being disrespectful. So and so's they're all being disrespectful. How dare they disrespect me? And so of course I flipped it and I realized in certain ways, of course, I was the one that was being disrespectful in my own way. So it just was so helpful to realize that and just to step back and say, wow, there's a connection here. This isn't just this person's problem or this person's problem. This is a mode of being. And like a magnet, I'm attracting to what I either believe or expect. And, we act on things we believe and we expect. So either way, either I'm doing this. And that's the thing. When you go to the opposites, it's going to be either something you're doing or something you believe about somebody. So those are the things you can work on with your affirmations. So obviously I would focus on respect. I am respectful. I thrive on respecting others, however you want to phrase it. Make it the I am, not I will. You can use becoming in transitions if you feel like it. Make sure it's something that you really resonate with and that you feel and that makes you happy and all of that. You don't want to be having something so audacious that it's just not even realistic for you. So write your affirmations, put them on post-it notes, write it on your little notepad calendars, put it on, wherever, on your mirror, on your car, at work, whatever, and live and repeat these mantras and these affirmations, okay? And repeat, that's the next step, is to repeat the practice. Just keep on doing it. Make it about, this is a way of life for you, and this is how your life is going to change. You will just get more and more conscious very, very quickly. And again, you're not fighting, you're not trying to cover up a dark side of you. You're using it as a tool. You're fully accepting yourself. So that in itself is powerful and helps you to heal. So a lot of it, you'll notice too, comes down to a lot of the basic foo-foo stuff that you hear about in this self-love, positive, law of attraction, psychobabble meme community, which, that's neither here nor there, but basically, it all comes down to love. It all comes down to respect, which love and respect are very closely intertwined. Peace, understanding, joy, gratitude. Again, a lot of emotions there that are very powerful, that can change your life and that are very intertwined. So, again, with my respect, I am respectful. And then you can delve even deeper, into how you can further become a person who is really not emulating, but really portraying this and really marinating, like in this ability and in this mindset. And you don't, it would be a shame if you just do all this work and then just leave it. I've done that, leave it for a couple of days, let this part sink in, if it's difficult or whatever, if you're busy, come back to it, maybe start a journal or something to where you see it and you're reminded, physical reminder to keep on going. And it's going to be a journey and see how far you come. That I think would be awesome. So, one of the kind of further ways that you can take this that I realized when I was kind of doing my own shadow work and meditating on this the other day is that, when we think of like the 5 love languages, we think about other people. But when it comes down to like, oh, we're mad. Everybody's mad because so-and-so's not loving me. So-and-so's not respecting me. They're pissing me off because they're being an asshole. What's the opposite of being an asshole? Being a nice person. It's just like, that's respect. That's love. That's all of these things. So when it comes down to it, love is all there is. So it's like laughable that everything could come down to this and it'd be so basic. But it really, I feel like it's, again, the duality is like everything is so complex, but yet it's so simple. So, The five love languages are something, when you're thinking about how can I be more respectful, don't just think, how can I be more respectful to these people that I'm judging? Think about yourself. Like the self love piece is there. And no, self love is not just taking a bath, with your favorite bath bombs. It's eating right. It's doing the work. It's learning the lessons. It's cutting off the negative patterns that are actually drawing negative circumstances to you, especially the ones that come over and over and over. So this is really, really important. Please please share if this is, resonating with you at all, because I feel, again, like it just is so important. So anyway, the five love languages, if you don't know about it, obviously pretty much everybody's heard about it. You can go online and take, a test, or you can just sit there and think about it. Like out of the five different ways of showing love that they talk about, there's probably more. I don't know. Is there more? Are there more? These are ways that we mainly show other people that we love them. And it comes down to physical touch, words of affirmation, quality time, giving gifts, material gifts, or acts of service. Okay, those are your five basic love languages. So again, think about, of course, all of the ways that you can show love and respect in these ways, in these ways to others, but also to yourself. So some of these are going to be easier for us, when we think about, wow, how would I love another person? How would I want to see love? And you think about, oh, well, I would like somebody to buy me something, so I'm going to go buy myself something. And that's a pretty, not to be like, oh, that's shallow, but it's very surface level. Like I said, you kind of want to incorporate all of these so you're a whole well-rounded person, but you really want to incorporate the five senses too, which is basically, I think, kind of not necessarily where the love language came from, but incorporate the five senses: what you hear, see, taste, touch, smell, and even the sixth sense. Like, how can you honor yourself, love yourself, cherish yourself, respect yourself? And again, this might take some more visualization and meditation and practice just to be able to do this. And you'll notice that I feel like that's kind of a sign, of becoming more enlightened. Not that I'm there yet, but it's a natural progression from when you start to pay attention about noticing someone. And this is a cycle, it leads to more healing. And then you come around eventually, the goal is to get to a point where you're not really judging. You don't really care what other people do, because you don't have a lot of things that you need to work on anymore. And I do strongly believe there's always going to be like something on this physical plane, again, for us to work on. But I really feel like this is going to get us there. We just all really deep down just want to be listened to, appreciated, valued, loved, touched, spend time with, all of this stuff. So when we can kind of work that into not only just doing an affirmation, not just having that affirmation, but then again, putting it into a practice, into a way of life, and saying, this is how I'm going to live my life. I'm going to respect myself so that I can respect others. I'm going to respect myself so that I can tolerate others better, so that I show others also how to love themselves. Like, there are so many aspects of this, but it's everything. It really is how you see yourself and how you see others. How you see yourself especially goes down to how you eat. My channel is all about food and health and fitness and weight loss and stuff. This is a very core component of that, is to love yourself enough to eat healthy and eat good and know that you deserve it. And once you start to do that, again, it's going to help your spiritual. When you start to eat better, again, cycles, unknown effects of everything that you're doing. When you feel better, then you feel prettier, you feel more beautiful on the outside. You start to treat yourself, you start to walk and have that confidence. And it's not about starvation. It's not about hating yourself. You know what I mean? You will keep the company that respects you. Beautiful, beautiful women and men out there everywhere, disrespecting themselves all over the place. Allowing, asking, begging, desperation oozing from everything they say. Needy, I need this, I need that, I want. It's very clear again what we all want. We all want this love, but what we do sometimes pushes it away because we haven't done this work. So whenever you are respecting yourself in all of these different ways, that's going to be another thing. You're not going to tolerate others disrespecting you. So you're going to have less to, shadow work to do on numerous fronts. Again, everything is everything. Okay. Um, your home, will become more beautiful, perhaps more minimal or more abundant, like whatever you need, whatever you want. I know it sounds like psychobabble, but I firmly, firmly believe this because again, coming down to respect and love, when you love and respect yourself enough, you will ultimately find out a way to give yourself the very best. And this is why, again, healing is holistic. It is. You see people going through a bunch of shit in their lives, not to say that spiritual people can't go through shit, because obviously this whole video is about this, like going through the shit, the bad, the negative. But on some level, it's there. And even if there are negative things, the people who are going through them, who are more enlightened, handle them much more easily. They snap back at every little thing. So, if this is on your mind, give it a try. Let me know your initial thoughts. Let me know if you try it. Come back and let me know later if it helps at all. I would love, love, love to have that conversation, that dialogue. Again, you can find me all over Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Tumblr, Pinterest. I said Instagram, also claireberry.com for vegan studies. And yeah, take care. Don't forget to eat your fruit. I will talk to you guys real soon. Thanks so much for watching and all the support that you guys give. I hope you're having a great eclipse. I hope this is really, really, really helpful. I'm coming into this idea of just really wanting to be of service. So please, if you can think of any way that I can help you, like I said, in any way that I can be of service to you, just let me know. Thanks. Bye. How do I turn this thing off?